The big question of what we've been doing this entire time is why Shakespeare is important in today's world, and how does it relate to humanity?
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, to take arm against a sea of troubles, to say we end the heartache, the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to die, to sleep. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pains of despising love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns of the patient in marriage, of the unworthy takes. He himself might just quite just make with a bare book. Why would somebody deal with so much pain and so much suffering when they could just kill themselves with a bare book and with something of their own devices? And then
Which just gives them power.
Yeah, exactly. It gives them the power over what they want to deal with and whether or not they want to suffer. The dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. Puzzles the will. Makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to those we know not of. Thus, conscience makes a coward of us all. And thus, the native hue of resolution is sickly o'er.
If you look at a few lines before the soliloquy, he does say, "Or that the everlasting had not fixed. His cannon gets self-slaughtered. Oh God, God." Basically, he's basically saying that he's weighing the benefits of ending his own life. But he recognizes that like suicide is a crime against in God's eyes. It could actually make his afterlife worse than his current situation.
Of thought, movements of great pith, moment, lose the name of action. I think Shakespeare is making a statement here saying that humanity, even though they think that they're in control of something like that, on a personal level, realistically that decision is being made by the entire species as a whole, because that species has decided to create a religious idea that it's a sin, has decided to create a societal idea that it is cowardly and it is not noble and it is disrespectful. So what he's saying is humanity on an individual level does not have power over themselves.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primest altar curse upon it. A brother's murder. But pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent.
My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. So the guilt that he's feeling is preventing him from continuing with his intentions, from continuing to be a king and to be powerful and to do all the things that he strives to do as the power in the kingdom. And he says, and like a man to
double business mound, I stand and pause where I shall first begin in both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white
as snow? You know, is heaven not strong enough and forgiving enough to forgive me of my sins if I reveal myself, if I give everything up? You know, whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? What's the point of heaven, of all this forgiveness that the Christian religion preaches? Is forgiveness, is no matter what, if you accept and you give up your sins and you will be forgiven. And he's saying, if I give everything up right now, does that still apply to me? I've committed the primal eldest curse, pretty much as bad as you can go. What's the point of heaven if I still can't be forgiven for that? But then he's also thinking, what if I give everything up believing this, then what if I go to hell and then I have no power and I'm in hell?
O wretched state, O bosom black as death, O limed soul that, struggling to be free, art more engaged. Help, angels, make us say, bow stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. all may be well.
And that's, I think, everything summed up in the end of the scene where he says,
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
he's begging forgiveness from heaven, but his thoughts are to keep the power, and he knows that. So no matter how much he begs for forgiveness, if his intent and motive is to not repent, then it's nothing, it's just words. Words without action. That's what basically what it is.
Not too far later in the book, you have a soliloquy which is almost entirely opposite. You have Claudius here who's discussing, Hamlet's discussing power over himself, and then you have Claudius over here discussing power over everyone else. And you have Hamlet discussing that power as something that's just and something that is the right thing to do, and then you have Claudius who's discussing that power as something wrong and something that he has guilt for. And both of them have this religious undertone. I guess it's quite obvious, but Hamlet's talking about, that we don't know what's going to happen. Should I take the risk? What's going to happen? Is it heaven or hell? Does that even exist? Nobody knows. And then Claudius is here like, all right, I've already done something bad. So even if I do die, I'm either going to hell or it doesn't exist, or one or the other. I'm not going to heaven. And so you have these complete opposite soliloquies that are right next to each other. No! Judgment!
Hit, a very palpable hit.
Here's to the health. Give him a drink.
Set it down a while. I'll play this bout first. Come. Another hit.
a touch.
It's a good message.
Shot and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my drink.
Good madam.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It's a poison cup. It is too late.
I think that she had like a summer relation during the last time we had the scene of where she was talking to Hamlet, and Hamlet's like, you can't just be swayed by everyone because you're the queen. And so I think she had like a little like epiphany where she's like, I'll do my own thing. This is my own power. Like I don't want to be swayed by Claudius, who, pretty much she doesn't respect him anymore. So she's gonna do her own thing, have her own power.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it's.
Yet it is almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes, for the third. You do but dally.
Say you so? Have at me now.
Nay, come again.
Justly killed with my own treachery.
Laertes, we assume he's a good guy in the beginning, where he's like, okay, sister, you can do that, and I'm just gonna go, and he comes back. He's doing this with a good motive of honoring his family, because in this time period, being good is like doing revenge, you're bringing honor to your family, but then there's also the other side that he wants to kill Hamlet by treachery, which is also a bad thing. So all these characters have like that sort of like ambiguous black and, not like black, but like kind of grayish kind of atmosphere to it.
Look to the queen there. Oh.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No. The drink. My dear Hamlet, I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Treachery!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and unvenomed. The foul practice hath showed itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. The king's to blame.
Pointed venom too? Then venom, to thy work.
Oh, yet defend me, friends.
Here, you incestuous damned Dane, drink off this potion. Follow my mother.
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. This death not come upon thee.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Wretched queen, adieu. That are but mutes or audience to this act. Had I but time, as this fell Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I could tell you, but let it be.
Even though Hamlet's kind of like, he's the hero, he's the protagonist of the story, he also dies in the end. By the also same means that Claudius was trying to kill him in the end anyways. So it's also kind of like, it's kind of a warning to people saying like, there's one side where it's like, if you don't deserve the power, you should not be trying to take it because in the end justice will come for you. And also Hamlet, who tried to like set things right, after he kind of like, he didn't really cause the problem, but he kind of like, he started to push the problem forward. He said that you shouldn't also be too aggressive with what you're trying to do because in the end it will also bite you, bite you back as well.
So Juan, what's your role in this project?
My role in this project is being the main cameraman as well as being the editor. What's important about my role is that we need to present the project in a way that's engaging for the audience, that catches their attention.
So you said earlier that using two cameras allow you to capture the emotions of the actors and other aspects that just one camera can't cover. But how does that really relate to the message trying to get across?
The theme of corruption and power is still relevant to modern society. In order for people to see that, they need to feel some personal connection with the actors.
So take me through that. Why did you choose this kind of close up and personal kind of shot?
Because we wanted to make sure that the audience felt this personal connection and this empathy for Claudius. All throughout the play, Claudius is like this giant jerk that nobody really feels anything for. Right. So when we have this, it makes him feel like a close friend of theirs, and they can see like the pain that's in his heart and how he's just pouring this all out filming. When you have a camera that's up close to the actor, the audience can see their emotions, and they're a lot more personal with the actor.
You get a more special connection.
Right.
It's not so much a question of why Hamlet is important, but why Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And all of his works are
Exactly.
important.
We went at it looking to read the book, and in the end, the book was reading us.
Yeah.
The book was telling us what was happening, and in a way that we never expected. This project really helped to kind of define the reason that English is so meaningful, and the reason that it's so important to have in a school setting, to show this level of depth and this level of human connection that is available through the literature that we have, and this thing that is going totally unseen by so many people. Like, if Mrs. Hume had not assigned this project,
we would have, just been like, okay, I'm done with this book, I'll never read
exactly.
it again.
I didn't even like Hamlet. Personally, I liked Richard III a lot more than I liked Hamlet. And now that I go through it, I really start to comb through with a fine-tooth comb, and I start to see so many things I didn't see before.
I can see how much directly it applies to my own life, and that's amazing.
And that's for everybody who's read it, which is interesting because you might think, oh wow, what a coincidence that this book relates so conveniently to the things that happen in my life. Like, that's kind of cool. And a lot of books do that. You can find that everywhere. But what Shakespeare does is he's written it in such a fashion that happens to everybody that reads the book, because within his books is every person that could ever read a book. And that's why he's been here for so long, and that's why he matters, because nobody else does that.